Good morning, Rabbit Rabbit. This is not an April Fool's message. Happy April, everyone. This is Stephanie McCULLOUGH wishing you some good financial luck in the upcoming month. You may remember that I chose as my theme for 2019, impact. And I'm really focusing on how to have a bigger impact with my business. And for my video series, I decided to talk about how you can have an impact with your money. So when most people think about making an impact with their money, the first thing you think of is charitable giving. And, that makes sense, right? Most of us give to some extent, whether it's to organizations we're involved with, causes we're passionate about, or maybe when friends ask for our support. Giving really is a wonderful way to align our money with our values. But what if you're not sure you have enough, right? Enough money for yourself and your own needs to last throughout your lifetime? How can you give money away when you're not certain that what you have is going to support you? Given that uncertainty is an unavoidable part of all future financial projections, how can you be sure that giving some of your money away today is not going to put you at greater risk in the future? Most of the women I work with, their biggest financial worry is running out of money. They really don't want to become a burden on their kids and their family. So it's understandable that, making sure they have enough to pay their own bills really is the first priority. My profession, financial planning, is all about dealing with uncertainty and helping our clients make good decisions in the face of the unknowable. So with that in mind, here's a few ideas on how you could perhaps feel more comfortable making a bigger impact with your charitable dollars, even when we don't know what the future holds. Do you make lots of small gifts to many organizations? One idea might be to give the same dollar amount, but direct it to one organization at a time. That way you might have a bigger impact at that organization, and you might get some more recognition or even opportunities for leadership or other great benefits. It's not selfish to think about what giving can do for you, and having a seat on a board or something like that can be a great asset and bring a lot of value to your life. Do you have IRAs or 401ks, right? Retirement plan assets. If you name a charitable organization as beneficiary of even part of it, it's got a few benefits. Number one, the gift isn't completed until you're gone, and then only if there's money remaining. Number two, it's more tax efficient than leaving it to family members, because the charity, being tax exempt, won't owe income tax on those dollars, whereas your family members would, unless it's a Roth IRA, of course. And then if you're over 70 and a half, and you're in that position of having to take out your required minimum distributions each year, you can actually gift those to charity, and then you never recognize it as income at all. Do you have some life insurance? You can decide to name a charity as a partial beneficiary or even a contingent beneficiary. And this goes for the retirement plans too. A contingent beneficiary means the person that you have named as primary beneficiary, God forbid, is no longer with us when you pass away. So then it moves down to the contingent beneficiary. And often that's a good place to slot in a charity, even for part of it. Or some people are in a situation where they bought a life insurance policy years ago and they no longer need it, right? The reason they purchased it, that condition no longer exists. If you can gift the whole policy to charity, you can get a very big tax deduction. And then any future premiums that you might pay are also tax deductible. I think the biggest thing to be aware of is just being opportunistic and knowing what your tax situation is year to year. Then if there's a year when you're going to have a higher tax bill, say that you have to sell some investments that have appreciated over the years and you're going to have a capital gains bill, or maybe you or your spouse got a big bonus or a big payout from a business. Maybe I actually know one friend who's in the happy situation of being on severance from his previous job, and he's already gotten his next job. So he's going to have a bigger tax bill this year. That's a really nice time to make a significant charitable gift and direct those dollars to the charity of your choice as opposed to Uncle Sam. Remember, with the new tax law, the standard deduction is much higher. So if you're not able to itemize on your tax returns, you might not get a deduction for your contributions. It's tax time, so you're probably aware of where you're falling right now for 2018. One idea is to lump your gifts. If there's an amount you give each year, think about doing it all in one year, right? And maybe that gets you over the threshold, and then taking a couple of years off. That's one thought. And if you don't want to give it all in that one year, you can use something like a donor advised fund, where you get the tax deduction in year one, but the money stays in the donor advised fund until you decide where to send it out, to which charities at what time. If you're uncertain about whether you're in good shape for the future, for retirement, for meeting your potential financial needs as you age, do the planning. I really believe that there is value in financial planning, even when we've got so much uncertainty and so many unknowns. Putting some parameters around it, having an idea of whether you're on track, is really valuable. There's some tools online. Obviously, there's a lot of financial planners out there who'd love to help you. Thank you. I hope you can see, I tried to put a poll question in there. That's a new feature in Facebook Live. I hope you can see it and reply. And have a great month, everybody. Best of luck. Rabbit, rabbit.